Welcome to Prionia. This is the top of the gorge on Mount Olympus. It's a lovely day. They've got the fire on inside the refuge there, the restaurant, the wood burning stove, and looking up that way is Mount Olympus. There's snow on the top, and there's the spring, which has very pure mountain water. And we've just been brought to the top of the trail by Dimitrios, our taxi driver, who lives in the town at the bottom, and that was €30. We're in early April here, and the blossoms just come out. I just bought a map for €8. It's not very detailed, but it tells you which side of the river you need to be on for the path. Crystal clear, ice cold water, mountain snow melt. Isn't that gorgeous? Finn's just spotted 2 frogs mating, or 2 toads, I don't know.
And the baby.
With a male on the back, because he's smaller than the female, isn't he? So cool, I bet that water's cold. So it shows you springs in the air. Been spotted, I don't know if you can see, we've spotted a little blue, or a small blue butterfly, which back home in England are quite rare. And the wings are actually transparent or clear see-through, and it's the blue of the sky that makes them look blue, apparently. I think we've arrived at the Greek version of Doctor Who's TARDIS. It's a little shrine, is it? Yeah. We're walking up to a holy cave. Aristo! Take care. I think I'll go up and over it myself. We've got a fallen tree across the path, and we're just retrieving some bits and pieces they've lost. And the tree has fallen out of the very chalky sort of rock up there. There's about another 100 metres, the lady's saying, to go to the cave. This is the entrance to the holy cave. Well, I know all caves are holy, otherwise you can't get in, but you know what I mean. Imagine it's been used. It's the home of the gods. Zeus, Achilles, Hera, for thousands of years. Camera work might be a bit wonky here as I'm looking at my feet going down the steps. Here we're coming down, and in the corner there's a little shrine. Beautiful green, spring green of the beech forest. The beech tree is coming into leaf. Reached another bridge. We'll be crossing over the other side of the river. I'll take you over the bridge. There it comes. They've put Hessian down to stop it being slippy, I suppose. A bit more of a gorge now. There we are. Looking back up, look at the aquamarine colour of that water. Isn't that gorgeous? And then the size of the cliffs in shade here, this side. If I pan up, you'll be able to see how high the gorge goes up, right up there. Not long after the other bridge, we cross our way back over again. Looking at the boulder strewn cataracts. The butterflies are out. I've seen another small blue. I've seen a yellow brimstone, large one. And that's in the shade there, look. Crossing over a tributary of the main river here. Can't really hold much of a conversation because of the roar of the water. Starting to drop down back into the gorge now. Let's find a nice place to stop for our lunch. And you can just see ahead of us, in front of Penny there. You can see another bridge crossing our path. As we head on down. Oh, promontory rock, but it would be if cut the trees down. Perhaps there's a better view around the corner. Let's have a look. Oh, that's quite a big step there, isn't it? Welcome to part 2. I've swapped media, so I'm not using my big camera, which I'm doing video and stills on. I'm now going to see what it's like using my phone for videos and stills. So we'll see what the sound is like as well, see whether you can hear me now or whether I'm just mouthing to you and you've got a lip read. I'll now turn the camera around, you can see where I am. If I press one of these buttons, we're about halfway down now. We've crossed all I think there's 7 bridges you've got to cross, and as you cross each one you come across these beautiful crystal clear pools, just dying out to swim in them, but they are very, very cold. I'm going to take my shoes and socks off and go for a paddle. 4 little butterflies. Can you see them? Aren't they exquisite? 5 little butterflies. I don't know if you can see, but if I pan up to the fir trees, they look like they've got cones in, but they haven't. They're actually little cocoon, or big cocoons for caterpillars, and no doubt some sort of butterfly will come out of those, and soon, I would imagine. Our hotel has made us a very nice packed lunch, so we sat on the bench there, had our lunch. I'll just take you for a walk onto the bridge, show you the view. There we go, it's a double hoop bridge, and then I find the low point. You can see my children wrecking the landscape down there, skimming stones, and that's, I think we're on the last bridge. Head off down the valley. Idyllic spring. I took my shoes and socks off at the lunch stop, and I can confirm that the water is icy, glacial cold. You couldn't keep your feet in it more than about 10-20 seconds, so I don't think we'll be going swimming justice yet. This is another bridge, but it's not going over the main Enipeas river. It's going over one of the tributaries. Oh, Mum's pointing up to a waterfall. So we've got one low down here. And if I go up through the trees, cascading off the very top, you can just see the waterfall there. Can you see it? Fantastic. Come to a very smooth piece of rock here. The water, somebody says, feels like it's raining. You can see the very sort of primeval going through the tree roots up there. It's like a journey to the centre of the earth, isn't it? The land that time forgot. That's looking back up the valley, the Enipeas Gorge, back up towards Mount Olympus, although that isn't it, it's around the corner. And we're lucky that we're visiting in early April. Well, in fact, it's Easter Monday, Orthodox Easter Monday, and the leaves aren't quite on the trees yet, which means we can see the view much better. That's looking down, and we now can see the sea and the outwash plain leading down to the bay. That's looking down the gorge to the sea. I'm not sure at what point a gorge becomes a canyon, or perhaps we're just not a grand canyon, we're a modestly sized canyon. But they get the word gorgeous, you don't get the word canyonness, do you? The path has varied anywhere between about a metre to a metre and a half all the way. It's single track, single person really. It's unconsolidated, and I wouldn't have thought it's too testing for people. I would say the path, or the trail as Americans would say, is easy. Anyone who has difficulty with stairs, I wouldn't attempt it. We're doing the descent route. It is quite a way. I wouldn't take children probably less than 7 years old down here. And in the summer I'd imagine it can get quite hot. The sun overhead. But as long as you come prepared, water, hat, sunglasses, weatherproofs. We bought a map more as a souvenir and a way to gauge hard ascent or descent rate. It's not particularly detailed, and you don't need a map. The trail's very well marked. Well, that's looking back up. You can see the peak now. Mount Olympus, home of the gods. Hello, Zeus. And then his brother, Poseidon, or Neptune if you're Roman, is down there. But the last fifth of the walk, quarter of the walk, hasn't been by the river. We've been going up and down over the spurs, which has been quite a hard work. So it's quite a sting in the tail if you're on the descent route. If you're just starting off, climbing up, you get to walk up the river a bit later. It's a bit more interesting. There's some big walls there, and it's quite an unconsolidated rock. It's like a schist. Just coming over the last promontory. Oh, to civilization and the sea. The path goes down there, back up there, you can see the people, and then hopefully find our car again. You can see the water way down there, looking very enticing. We're very hot. And then we're finally down onto some sort of balcony walk. So we're seeing a few more people. Very quiet today actually. Wow, look at that, looking back up the valley, back into the suns. I don't know if you can see that. Quite high above the river now. And then made it.
That must be quite an epic walk.
So we made it to the end, hooray! And I'll just show you the English part. So it's 9 kilometres, 4.5 to 5 hours. It took us about 5 hours, but that was with a half-hour stop for lunch and taking time to go for a paddle and take photos. Route E4. For those of you who might be wanting to start off here, this is the final, this is the entrance I suppose if you're on the way up, or the end if you're on the way down. So I'll give you an idea around the corner. It's a nice smelly restaurant, I can smell burgers and get your drinks and cups of tea there, all the tourists. And gives you an idea if you want to drive like we did, our hire car, and then we took a taxi, 30 euros to Dimitrios. It gives you an idea of the size of the car park. And there's our car. Still here. Still here.